Imagine yourself on the dance floor late Saturday night, dancing and having a good time. It's all good with your friends, the music is banging, and you feel like you could do this forever. Or at least till you die. This is exactly what happened to 400 people from Strasbourg, France, when there was an outbreak of a dancing plague from July and ended by September the same year of 1518. Some sources say that this dancing mania took the lives of up to 400 men and women. Before we dive into the mysterious events of the dance plague of 1518, it's crucial to understand the historical context. Imagine yourself in the city of Strasbourg, a bustling town in the heart of Europe in the early 16th century. Strasbourg was a vibrant and growing city, strategically located on the Rhine River. The Protestant Reformation was in its early stages, and the Catholic Church played a central role in people's lives. Strasbourg was predominantly Catholic, and the Church had immense influence on the town's social and moral fabric. Like many cities of the time, it had its fair share of social tensions. Class divisions were evident, with a notable wealth gap between the rich and the poor. By understanding this historical background, we can better grasp the conditions that set the stage for the bizarre events that unfolded in Strasbourg in 1518. Now let's delve into the outbreak itself and explore the mysteries of the dance plague. In the summer of 1518, it all started with a German housewife named Frau Troffea. Frau Troffea suddenly stepped out into the streets and began to dance uncontrollably. She began to dance and boogie, got down to business to say the least. But this was not your typical dance, it was an uncontrollable, frenzied dance. She swayed and twirled, her bloody and swollen feet moving in rhythm to an invisible music, seemingly lost in a trance. Renaissance physician Paracelsus explained in 1526 that the reason why Frau Troffea began dancing was to escape housework. Sure. What made Frau Troffea's dance so extraordinary was that she couldn't stop. Hours turned into days and she danced without rest. Her strange behavior quickly drew a crowd, and it wasn't long before others joined her. Within a week, there were dozens of people dancing uncontrollably in the streets. A real funky street party was going on in this special town. The epidemic didn't stop there. Within a month, the number of dancers had swelled to hundreds, and people collapsed as the mania had taken the first of many victims. The dancing crowd screamed in pain and begged for mercy, but still they waved their hands like they did not care. This bizarre and contagious dancing mania had taken hold of Strasbourg, and the city was in chaos. People from all stages of life were caught in this inexplicable frenzy. Local authorities were perplexed by the outbreak. They didn't know how to handle the situation, and initially they thought the only way to end the madness was to let the people dance it out. They even set up stages and musicians to accompany the dancers, hoping that they would eventually burn themselves out. As the dancing mania escalated, a dance master was appointed to oversee and organize the dancing, a Tiesto, or Steve Aoki for its time. This individual, sometimes a musician or performer, was tasked with coordinating the frenzied movements of the dancers, perhaps in an attempt to bring some order to the chaos. However, this only made it worse. Maybe the music was too good to let go. This gives a whole new meaning to a sick beat. As a result of it only getting worse, the conclusion was now that the saints and gods had cursed the city. The authority wanted to make amends with the saints and gods and banned gambling. They also banned brothels and prostitution. Strasbourg had to say goodbye to blackjack and hookers. Eventually they went completely footloose and banned dance and music. Those affected exhibited a range of strange and disturbing symptoms and behaviors that left both witnesses and historians baffled. The most obvious symptom was the uncontrollable urge to dance, unable to stop despite physical tired. Their bodies twisted and turned in bizarre ways. As the days went on, the constant dancing took a toll on their bodies. Despite the pain, they couldn't stop dancing. Many of those affected experienced hallucinations and delirium. They claimed to see visions, hear music, or believe they were dancing with angels or demons. Their minds seemed to be trapped in a dreamlike state. Some individuals resorted to self-harm during their frenzied dancing, unknowingly inflicting injuries on themselves. They tore at their clothing, bit their own limbs, and sometimes even broke bones, all while dancing. Over time, those affected became increasingly disconnected from reality. They seemed to be in their own world. The dance plague of 1518 has puzzled historians, psychologists, and medical experts for centuries. Various theories have been proposed to explain this enigmatic event. Let's explore some of the leading theories and explanations. One of the prevailing theories is mass hysteria, also known as mass psychogenic illness. Between 1492 to 1511, the city of Strasbourg experienced 4 famines. In 1516, the food prices were sky high, and in 1517, a 5th famine took place. Lastly, in 1518, smallpoxes were on the rise. Some researchers argue that the sight of Frau Trofia's dancing triggered a contagious psychological response, causing others to join in, even if they had no initial desire to dance. It's like a psychological domino effect. Psychologists have also suggested that the dance plague may have been a manifestation of a psychogenic disorder, possibly induced by a combination of social and emotional factors. It's like a psychological break that led people to uncontrollably dance. There's actually a lot of research about how people that spend time with those with schizophrenia begin to develop it themselves, which is more horrifying by the fact that hysteria often sent women to asylums and then actually became crazy. Another theory points to ergotism, a condition caused by the consumption of rye infected with the fungus Claviceps purpurea, which produces ergot alkaloids. This theory suggests that ergot poisoning could have induced hallucinations, muscle spasms, and the compulsion to dance. Substance in ergot fungi is the same substance used to manufacture the psychedelic drug LSD. Given the social and economic hardships in Strasbourg in 1518, some researchers propose that the dance plague could have been a response to stress and tension within the community. Dance, in this view, may have served as a coping mechanism or a way to escape their harsh reality. Strasbourg's strong religious influence is another aspect to consider. The role of the church and the cultural significance of dance in religious rituals may have contributed to the outbreak. Some believe that the dancing mania was a form of religious fervor or divine possession. St. Vitus' dance is also a theory descending from religion, a rapidly spreading nerve disorder that causes violent, convulsive-type movements mimicking frenzied dancing. While these theories provide various perspectives on the dance plague of 1518, the true cause remains a historical mystery. It continues to captivate researchers and storytellers alike, and its legacy endures. One of the most significant ways the dance plague has influenced culture is through artistic representations. Over the centuries, painters and sculptors have been drawn to the strange and surreal nature of the event. Famous works of art, such as paintings by Peter Bruegel the Elder, have immortalized the dancing mania in striking visual narratives. It also inspired writers and playwrights. From novels to stage productions, maybe modern dance has been inspired from this period? Maybe even the classic film Footloose was inspired by these events. Conclusion. Why did it start and why did it end? Equally puzzling as why it started in the first place is the question of why the dance plague eventually came to an end. One explanation is the handout of a cross and oily shoes which made some dancers regain control. The dancers were taken to a shrine to get help and protection from St. Vitus. Apparently this actually had an effect. Medieval Europe had no shortage of super deadly diseases, but none of the diseases were quite as funky as the dance plague, the mystery that took the life of 400 individuals. We've touched upon various theories, from mass hysteria to ergotism. I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What aspects of the dance plague intrigued you the most? Remember to like this video if you enjoyed the content, subscribe for more captivating videos, and hit the notification bell to stay updated. See you next time.